Hello and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial we're gonna do a scarf, and I think this stitch it's great for you guys, the beginners, or even if you're advanced you can do this really fast. In few hours it's done. The stitch is reversible. You can use any yarn size that you like. For this sample, this scarf, I chained 22 chains. I attached tassels. If you don't want to attach tassels, you can leave the scarf the way it is, like this. Yeah? You can maybe put 2 rows of single crochet and then you start with the stitch. The scarf, the stitch, if you work with the stitch, the end product is gonna be quite, well, let's say thick. If you like a warm scarf, goes really fast. Only 1 row repeat this stitch has. And being reversible, the stitch is quite nice. And the sides, as you can see, they're quite straight. And you can use this not necessarily just for a scarf. You can use for a blanket, you can use for a cardigan, you can use for a vest, you can use for so many things, if you like. Well, the tassels, you will choose how far apart or how close to each other you want the tassels. I put in this 5 strands of yarn, so put it in half. It's gonna get quite thick, the tassel, the fringes. If you want less, you can put 4 strands of yarn for 1 tassel and so on. But the stitch, it's working really fast, and for you guys, the beginners, or if you're late with presents for Christmas or any other occasion, you can do this. It goes really fast. So this stitch works with even numbers. I have here 14 chains. I'm gonna do a small sample. So for you guys, the beginners, what you're gonna need a crochet hook. I'm gonna use 4.0 millimeter crochet hook. You're gonna need some scissors and of course some yarn. This yarn recommends that I should use 3.5 millimeter crochet hook, but I'm gonna go with 4.0 millimeter crochet hook. Yeah. For this scarf, depends now how long you want the scarf or how wide you want the scarf, but I will suggest you should have at hand at least at the maximum 280 grams of yarn, just to be on the safe side. Yeah. And if you want to, especially if you want to choose, you choose to put the tassels, then make sure that you have at least 280 grams of yarn. Yeah. Okay, now I have here even numbers, 14 chains. We're gonna skip the first chain, and into the second chain from the hook we're gonna do a single crochet, and then this row is gonna be single crochet in each chain. So we're gonna move to the next chain, single crochet, next chain, single crochet, and so on. In each chain we're gonna do single crochet. It's quite humid at my place. We had 2 typhoons back to back, so it's really humid, so the yarn is kind of squeaky, making noise. So single crochet in each chain. If you want the scarf wider, you can chain, like I said, even numbers. You can chain 22, 24, 26, 28, depends how wide you want that scarf. So the last chain, single crochet, and long as you like. Yeah? So first row, single crochet. Now we're gonna start the row that we're gonna repeat on and on and on until we finish the project, whatever you choose to do. So we're gonna chain 1, turn your work into the first stitch right here, single crochet. Now we're gonna alternate into the next stitch, yarn over the hook twice, once, twice, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and now we're gonna pass the yarn through the first 2 loops. Now we're going to pass the yarn to the next 2 loops, and now we're going to pass the yarn to the next 2 loops. So in total you're going to pass 3 sets of 2 loops. So into the next stitch we're going to do a single crochet, yarn over the hook twice, into the next stitch we're going to do a treble. So we're going to pass the yarn to the first 2 loops, now the next 2, and then the last 2. Next stitch, single crochet. And this is quite a dense stitch. If you choose to do a scarf with thick yarn, the scarf is going to be a little bit heavy, so choose a yarn that it's let's say medium size or maybe on a thinner side. Yeah. So into the next stitch, a treble. So yarn over the hook twice, go into the next stitch, and we're going to pass the yarn to the first 2 loops, next 2, and the last 2. Next stitch, single crochet, and we're going to alternate like this. Yarn over the hook twice, move to the next stitch, a treble. And this is gonna go so fast. Next, single crochet. Next stitch, a treble. Next stitch, single crochet. And we started with a single crochet, we're gonna finish with a single crochet into the last stitch. So the next stitch, it's a treble. So we pass the yarn to the first 2 loops, next 2, and the last 2. And into the last stitch at the end, single crochet. This is how we're gonna finish. You start with a single crochet, you're gonna finish with a single crochet into the last stitch. So chain 1, and now we're gonna repeat the same. First stitch here, single crochet. Yarn over the hook twice, move to the next stitch, which is the stitch on top of this, let's say, bubble, yeah, which is the treble from the previous row. So the stitch is right here on top of it, yeah. So we're gonna do a treble. So you're gonna do a treble on top of a treble from the previous row, and a single crochet into the next single crochet, yeah, from the previous row. So you're gonna repeat. You're gonna alternate like this: a treble, a single. Yeah. So the next stitch, single crochet. Next stitch is a treble, and the stitch is right on top of this bubble, which is a treble from the previous row. Next stitch, single crochet. So the single crochet is kind of tucked in between these trebles, these bubbles, yeah, it's right here. So next stitch, it's a treble. I think for a blanket this is quite warm. Next stitch, single crochet. Next stitch, a treble. Pasha. Next stitch, a single. If you want this stitch to be quite stern and rigid, then use exactly the crochet hook that the yarn recommends. This yarn recommends 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. I went with a 4.0 and it's a little bit loose. It's not so stern and rigid. So for a scarf, I will suggest use a soft yarn with this stitch. So the next stitch, treble. And the last stitch at the end, single crochet. Chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to repeat the row. I'm going to do this row and then I'm going to show you how to finish. So into the first stitch, single crochet. Yarn over the hook twice, into the next stitch, a treble. Next stitch, single crochet. And so on. So you're gonna do like this until you finish your project. And I like that the sides are quite straight for a scarf or a blanket. Treble, into the next single crochet, and if you choose, it doesn't matter if you choose to do the blanket or the scarf, it doesn't matter. You're gonna finish the last row of the project with a single crochet in each stitch. So we started with the 1 row of single crochet, and we're gonna finish with 1 row of single crochet in each stitch. Single crochet into the next, and into the next stitch we have the treble, and into the last stitch at the end, single crochet. And now let's say you want to finish the scarf or the blanket or whatever you choose to do. We're gonna chain 1, turn your work, and into the first stitch single crochet. Next stitch, which is the treble from the previous row, single crochet, single crochet into the next, single crochet, and so on. In each stitch you're gonna do single crochet, and this way it's gonna be easy to attach tassels if you choose to do a scarf. So you will know exactly how many stitches you skip, and then you attach the tassel. Well, for blanket, at least the bottom and the top of the blanket will have the stitches on, so the rest, if you want to put a border on the blanket, then you have to deal just with 2 sides to put single crochet around the blanket. So the last stitch, single crochet, you chain 1, you're gonna pull, and then you're gonna cut the yarn, and you're gonna find which one is it, and this is gonna make a knot, yeah? And then you're gonna hide the tail, and so on. This stitch is quite easy, goes really fast for a, how you say, for a scarf, for a blanket, for a hat, for so many things you can do, especially if it's, I was thinking to make for some chairs, to make like a cover, because our cat Charlie, it's, well, he rules this household, so he's all over the place, and his hair also. So I was thinking to make for the chair some covers with this stitch. It goes really fast. So if you like this this stitch to do a scarf, you can work this into a scarf, this stitch. Give it a try. You might enjoy this this stitch. Well, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.